Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martin Lucas Investor Closing Bell. What you're about to see now is incredibly powerful and very, very moving. We also need to remind ourselves that we are free in the UK and in the United States to be able to have these kind of conversations. Having traveled the world, I can tell you it's not always like this. Many countries, for what you're about to see now, would never happen. And in fact, you could face all kinds of penalties, including death, for these kind of conversations. So what we're about to show you now will rock you to the core. I'm making this during a live closing bell show. It will be available as its own video later. Once you've seen it and you've watched it, perhaps you might like to comment. We will open up the phone lines in a minute and you can comment at the end of this broadcast, part of this information. Today, Donald Trump was in church with his family after becoming the president of the United States and was directly challenged by the bishop. It's rocked people all around the world. Should this happen? Is it right? Is it wrong? Should a priest be taking this stance? Well, a bishop rather. Should a bishop be taking this stance? Well, you can decide. You can let me know in the comments. You can comment live in a few moments. I will open the phone line. In fact, I will open the phone lines now, giving everyone the chance to be on the call. Here is the live phone in if you want to be in. I'm making this during a live stream. There it is. It's martinlucas.com/live. The password is Lucas8, uppercase L, uppercase A, 100. I shall pin that to the top. So if you want to call in after I've shown you this, I would love your thoughts, and this will go out as a video. So please tap the like button and leave me your thoughts. The name of this video, this live stream, is Donald Trump Faces God, a very powerful moment. So what am I talking about? You may have seen this. Let me explain exactly what we're talking about. This has only happened just a couple of hours ago. Bishop lectures stony-faced Trump on mercy for immigrants and LGBT plus community. Short time ago, we reported on Bishop of Washington lecturing the new president and J.D. Vance on immigration and the fear felt by many in the LGBT plus families across the country. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are sacred. Bishop Marion Edgar Bude said. She said the vast majority of illegal immigrants are not criminals and asked Trump to have mercy on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away. What you're about to see might shock you. You're going to see the Trump family with J.D. Vance sat on the front row of the church and the bishop face him directly with these comments. I'd like your opinions and thoughts on this at the end. Let me play this clip for you right now and look at the faces on J.D. Vance, particularly when he looks at Trump. They know what they're about to enact, and look at their faces. This will shock you, I'm sure.
Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
Just remember that Donald Trump has now said there are only two sexes in America, male and female. Look at J.D. Vance's face when he looks across at Donald Trump.
Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members.
You may notice at that moment, J.D. Vance glanced at Donald Trump. Donald Trump looked away. He rolled his eyes. This is an incredible moment. Remember, we are very thankful that in this country we can have these conversations. In other countries, you would not be able to do this at all.
Of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being.
If you've just tuned in, we are listening to a piece of footage that happened just a couple of hours ago. My purpose here is just to bring the news for discussion, not to challenge or criticize in any way whatsoever. Present you the conversation, and you can call in and have your say. The phone line is open at the end of this in 25 seconds from now.
To speak the truth to one another in love and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen.
There we go. So later on, we had an update. As you can see, Donald Trump here meeting the bishop, and you can see from the face, the reactions here. Donald Trump wasn't too impressed by that exchange. The phone line is now open. If you wish to call in, you can have your say on this subject. The purpose of this video live stream is to be able to discuss and share opinions. Donald Trump said they could have done better. Trump says after the prayer service, Donald Trump has suggested that the prayer service he just left could have been better. As per our last post, Trump was lectured at the end of the service by Bishop Washington on immigration and the fear felt by many LGBT plus families across the country. Asked by a reporter what he thought of the sermon, the president said, "What did you think? Not too exciting. They could have done better." Well, what is your thoughts on that? I would love your opinions. If you'd like to call in, if nobody wants to call in, have their say, that's absolutely fine. Everyone has the opportunity here. I'm going to share some comments on the screen, and then I'm going to give my thoughts to you. Let's have a look. This is unedited as it comes in, as you talk here. Savage, hello. Good afternoon to you. Hey up, everybody. Let me go through. Hi, Stacey. Hi, everybody. Let me see if I've got any comments at all on this. Let's have a little look. Hello from everybody. Good evening from Northern Ireland, originally from Singapore. That's Peckman. Good afternoon to you. Let's have a look. No real man of God would stand up for the LGBT. That comes from Crag, finance coach. Women also shouldn't be bishops. Bible says that, says Crag, finance coach. These are your opinions and views. If you wish to call in, you can. Feminism doesn't go above the word of God, again, says Crag. We don't have many people commenting at the moment. Let's have a look. I hope these are all respectful, of course. I'm giving everyone a voice here, so please be respectful. I'm sorry, but since when do women are allowed to become bishops or priests? I am not a Christian, so I don't know But isn't that forbidden? Well, that's just your you're entitled to your conversation. We're not challenging anything here. We're simply giving you the chance to express your thoughts. Such BS. What an inappropriate political hit job by that bishop. Do you think it was inappropriate to be at church and basically have a political argument presented to you? Or do you think that the bishop felt compelled to share her feelings? What do you think? Well, Gold Swan made his point there. Trump is correct. Every Christian and Jew will know the book of Genesis. That's from Iberian Wolf. Wasn't expecting a lesbian bishop. Nick D. This bishop has a history of TDS. I'm not sure what that means. Is the bishop a bloke? I am confused. Well, let's try and be respectful, please. I think it's very important. Joe Buddy says that God moved Trump's head for the world. If you wish to be on camera, if you wish to call in, I have somebody calling in right now, but I can't see you on camera. If you're not on camera, I can't bring you into the show because I don't know who you are. So you need to be on camera if you're calling in. Okay. Tommy Tinkler says trans bishop. Maybe. I don't know. I do not know. To be fair, she did. Okay. Let's not. We'll try to keep this video serious if we can. Okay. Nick D. Only two genders, male or female. That's what Donald Trump has said. Let's have a look. Let me scroll up here. I've got a few comments I can't read out. Let's have a look what else I've got here. I've got a comment here from Vaz. In every film and every movie, you either have sympathy for the villain and somehow appreciate their cause and reasons, but I've never seen a popular villain's sidekick. JD gives me the same energy. That's Vaz's opinion. Someone is calling in once again. If you wish to be on the show, you do need to be on camera. This person's claiming to be Stacey. I don't know if it is Stacey. It may be one of our trolls, of course, calling in. The church trying to wind Trump up. Is that what's happening? Is that appropriate? What do you think? Hi, everyone, says Bernie B. Okay, what else do we have here? We have the Peckman. Okay, the Peckman has called in. The Peckman, can you go into the chat, please, against your name and just say, yes, you are calling in, so I know it's you, that I know you are a member. I don't want to let anyone on the show in such an important live discussion who's not a member. So the Peckman, you've called yourself, it's me, okay, fine, I can bring you into the call. You're in guest number one. We'll bring you in a moment. I agree with Crag, says Delray Style. Let's have a look here. This Zenon says the 7 deadly sins in Roman Catholic Church are pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. I'm not sure what that has anything to do with that. Let's have a look. There are Jocelyn. There are way too many hateful opinions here. Unfortunately, yes, we're hoping for some positive thoughts and discussion, not hatred towards anyone. That isn't going to help anyone at all. Okay, great. We now have 2 people calling in. I can see Vaz is here as well. So we're now going to bring both of our guests in. So first of all, to bring Vaz into the conversation, and let's see what you'd like to add to this. What you've just seen is a live video taken this morning, just a couple of hours ago, from a church where you saw the bishop basically plead with Donald Trump to have mercy on these people. So what we're going to do now is bring in our first guest. We have Vaz live on the phone. Good afternoon, Vaz. Lovely to have you here. How are you today?
Hey, Martin. Good.
Thank you. What's your initial reaction at what you've just seen?
To be honest, I don't wanna contribute to this now at this point. I just want to encourage more people to join in and listen to them. So maybe when they see a face or two on the call in, they will be more encouraged to to call in and tribute, and I just want to listen. I want to learn. I'm an atheist. I never understood this God thing, but I want to learn. I want to learn and listen, and I want to
Okay.
get people's
Well,
stances.
that's very, very kind. Thank you very much indeed. Stand by if you wish to contribute as more people call in. The Peckman, we've got the Peckman just calling in now. Where are you calling in from, sir?
Yeah, I just said earlier, hi. It's been quite a while since I've called in, actually. The last time I called in, I was in Singapore. Now I'm
I
in Northern
remember.
Ireland.
Where are you calling in from
Yeah,
now?
Northern Ireland, the
Northern
UK.
Ireland. Okay. Did you just see the video of Donald Trump and the bishop? You just saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, I saw it a few minutes before I clicked on your show.
Indeed. It's going the rounds at the moment. So what was your initial reaction when you saw that?
Well, I feel that, like what Vaz said, I wouldn't want to comment too much because obviously everyone is entitled to their own thoughts and feelings and opinions. But I think she does. I do respect her, kind of like where she's coming from and her feelings towards the people of her community, and especially Christians who may be gay, bisexual, or so on and so forth. Not to say that I'm definitely like among them or like standing by them or anything, but I think all sides should have a voice, like what you always advocate for. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that. Stand by if more people join in, because you can contribute if you stand by with us. Let me just put my point here, folks. I think what we have here is the opportunity which a lot of countries don't have. Don't take it for granted that you can have these opinions. Whether it is right, whether it is wrong, whether you think it's appropriate or not appropriate, what we just saw there was free speech. This bishop decided to mention this in her sermon, and she talked directly to the president. She's entitled to do that. You might not agree, you might not like it, you might think it makes no sense. That's absolutely fine. But that's the wonderful thing about democracy in a free country, that everyone is allowed to have their opinions. At the moment, I don't have anybody else on the phone. So as you heard there from the Peckman and Vaz, they don't particularly have a comment on this. They just wanted to be on the show, to be seen and to be heard, and think it's important to listen and be able to have these kind of conversations. So what do you think? This will go out in his own video shortly, and you can leave me your thoughts and comments below. I'm just now seeing a few more comments coming in. Let me share them on the screen. Jocelyn said, church is speaking their word, acceptance. The Pope himself isn't against LGBTQ plus existence, and he's a man. Also feminism is not women being on top. It's about women being equal to men. That comes from Jocelyn. Okay, let's have a look here. Savage, I want to call in, but every time I leave the green room, the screen freezes. Okay, that's understandable. Maybe you've got bad signal at the moment. Mike says, we should never talk about religion in the show. Way too many opinions, not good for unifying all involved. I think we should be able to talk about anything, Mike. Honestly, this is the news right now. It's shaping politics. It's shaping our world right now, and it also affects, of course, the financial world. I've just got Vaz, who's just raised his hand. He wishes to come back with a comment. So let me bring Vaz back in again. Yes, sir. I saw you with your hand up.
I agree with you, Martin. I was always the same opinion of Mike. We shouldn't be talking politics. We shouldn't be talking religion. But if we are reasonable and we want to have a sensible conversation, I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah,
we can only learn.
Yes, I think so. And the reason why I decided to run this live stream today on this particular subject, because we are a financial channel, and we only can invest if we understand the workings of the country and the businesses. It's why I spend a lot of time talking to people off air, looking at balance sheets, looking at everything. You need to understand where the country's going, where the economy's going, and what the president is doing. And this is a very dramatic couple of days. We've got a whole change of policy, a whole change of direction, and these things will shape the financial world as well as people's personal lives. So it might seem not important or not relevant to your NVIDIA shares or your XRP, but it really actually is. We get an understanding of what goes behind the president and the country and so on and so forth. But Vaz, just before I'm going to end this stream now, because we're now going to go on to part 2 of our closing bell with NVIDIA. AI Day today, talking of Donald Trump. He's just written another one of his sweeping, what's the word I'm looking for? I've forgotten the word now, proclamations of he's reversed what Joe Biden put in place with AI. And that is why NVIDIA is pumping today. And we're about to get some big news on NVIDIA. So thank you for calling in. Do you have any final words before I let you go and get a final word from Mr. Peckman? Not particularly? Or are you behind me? I think you're maybe behind the stream.
Do you say Mr. Pacman or Vaz?
Oh, no, I'm talking to you. If you've got a final thought.
Mr. Pacman.
yes, before Mr. Peckman, before I bring him back in, his final thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage more people to call in, because that could have been really, really interesting conversation, and we could learn a lot.
Indeed,
maybe not today.
Indeed. But
maybe not today.
As the show grows and we get more people will call in. Maybe people are afraid to have a say, and that's perfectly fine. We respect that as well. Thank you, Vaz, for calling in. I look forward to seeing your videos, and I saw your comments earlier about Archer. I'll be talking to you about that later on. Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Peckman, any final thoughts before I let you go? Or not? It's okay if you don't.
I think I do kind of agree with Vaz. Yeah, I appreciate this open, honest debate. Like, we should be free to say everything. And like right now, I'm actually having a cup of tea. So cheers to you guys.
cheers to you.
Yeah, I do appreciate like coming on these live calls, because like especially for me now, like I'm alone in this room now, all alone, and like no one else with me. So I do appreciate your company, your time. So thank you.
You're very welcome. That's what it's all about. Every person around the world has a voice, and wonderful. Mr. Peck, I think, Vaz, did you want to come back? Just nod your head there. Was that? Or were you just waving? Oh, you do. Okay. Vaz says, okay, can I just reply to that? Of course you can. So let me just bring him back for final thoughts as we end. Yes, Vaz.
I've been just flicking through the comments. I think if it's not a daily agenda, I think it's all right. When we have these moments, when we focus on this topic, it's good, so we can learn. If it's not a daily agenda, which is not being on this channel, there's no such a thing as a daily agenda on this channel. No, it's perfectly all right.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. There we go. There's some thoughts. MSK, we've come to the end of this, but stay on the line because we're about to go into... In fact, we have time. We have just a couple of minutes left, so I can bring you in. You just made it. So MSK is on the line. Always get some strong opinions from MSK. You always know you're going to get that. So here we go. MSK, what would you like to add to the conversation today?
I think, religion has its place and politics has its separate place. So they're two separate domains, and sometimes, one shouldn't meddle in the other because it's going to cause conflict.
Are you saying that the bishop perhaps shouldn't have become political with the Donald Trump? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think there's a place and a time. I think when you're being publicly broadcasted, it's almost sounded like she was calling him out, in a sense. If it was a personal conversation after the ceremony, that would have been fine. Let me just turn the volume down on the TV. See, I'm watching you in both devices.
I think a lot of people felt that way as well. Yeah. It wasn't a private conversation. obviously she has feelings and emotions, and she decided to use her position in that way. And, you can come to your conclusions. But thank you for sharing that. I must end this because we're about to go into an NVIDIA AI special. I just wanted to give everyone the chance to share this.
Just one more point, Martin.
Yes, just wrap it up for me, please.
We
Thank
also
you.
have to, just to wrap it up, we also have to bear in mind that there are multiple religions with varying opinions about what is right and wrong. So in order for politics to accommodate all of that, it's almost impossible. That's my leaving note.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you. There was Vaz calling in today. We're about to wrap this up because we're about to go into our part 2 of our closing bell show here this afternoon. So what I'm going to do as we finish this, I'm going to send you all directly over to part 2, more of what we do mainly. And we're going to be talking about NVIDIA. I've got some very important news for you today, and I can share on the screen. I think if I'm still showing it here, NVIDIA. This is what we're about to talk about on part 2 of our closing bell show today. You might have noticed today that the markets are pumping. NVIDIA is pumping, and there is good reason why that's happening. And we're going to go into that right now. So thank you very much for taking part, Vaz, Mr. Peckman, and MSK, and all of you that commented. I think it's important to show you powerful news like this because it does affect our world, and as investors, it affects everything. We need to understand exactly what's going on so we're able to understand the world that little bit better. And this show provides everyone the opportunity to talk and share their thoughts with everyone. So click above my head for all the links. Down below in the description, you'll find the links for all the other parts of our series. We did some videos this morning around Donald Trump. Over here and over here, more information that you'll find useful. We're now going to end the stream. I'm going to give everybody this link here. We're about to go over to an NVIDIA special. This will be very, very popular on our show. This is one of our main stocks we cover. I'm going to give everybody now the link in the chat. Here we go. There we go. That's now in the chat. I will pin that to the top. So if you stay where you are or go on the homepage or click on the link, it'll take you directly to part 2 of our closing bell show when we're talking about NVIDIA. Thank you very much for taking part in today's show. That's it from me. We're now going to go over to part 2, talking about NVIDIA AI Day. Until next time, click above my head, down below in the description, over here and over here for more information. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.